How good you know the human body? Test it with 50 questions. How many teeth does an adult have, excluding wisdom teeth? 24, 28, or 32? Adults typically have 28 teeth without wisdom teeth. 8 incisors, 4 canines, 8 premolars, and 8 molars. Which organ produces insulin? Liver, spleen, or pancreas? Insulin, a hormone that regulates blood sugar levels, is produced in the pancreas, which is vital for energy metabolism. How many chambers does the human heart have? 4, 3, or 2? The heart has 4 chambers, 2 atria and 2 ventricles which pump blood throughout the body and distribute oxygen. What does the left hemisphere of the brain control? Creative thinking, logical thinking, or balance? The left hemisphere primarily controls logical thinking, language, and analytical skills. How many bones are in the human body? 224, 232, or 206? An adult human has 206 bones. Babies are born with 270 to 300 bones, some of which fuse together during growth. What hormone is produced during sleep? Cortisol, adrenaline, or melatonin? Melatonin is released during sleep and regulates the sleep-wake cycle, particularly in response to darkness. What is the largest human organ? Heart, liver, or skin? The skin is the largest organ, protecting the body from environmental influences, regulating temperature, and sensing touch. What is the smallest bone in the human body? Hammer, stirrup, or anvil? The stirrup, located in the middle ear, is the smallest bone in the body and transmits sound waves to the inner ear. Which device does a doctor use to listen to heart and lung sounds? Stethoscope, thermometer, or blood pressure monitor? A stethoscope is used by doctors to listen to heart and lung sounds to detect dysfunctions. What is referred to as the iris of the eye? Cornea, colored part of the eye, or lens? The iris is the colored part of the eye surrounding the pupil. It controls the amount of light entering by adjusting its size. What is the main function of the kidneys? Regulate blood sugar, aid digestion, or filter blood? The kidneys filter blood and remove waste products, which are excreted as urine, maintaining the stability of blood composition. What are joints with limited mobility called? Ball and socket joints, hinge joints, or pivot joints. Hinge joints, like the knee, allow movement in only one axis and provide stability. What is the largest blood vessel in the human body? vena cava, aorta, or arteriole? The aorta, or main artery, is the largest blood vessel and carries oxygen-rich blood pumped by the heart to the rest of the body. Which blood type is considered a universal donor? Blood type 0, blood type AB, or blood type A? Blood type 0, particularly with a negative Rh factor, is considered a universal donor because it lacks antigens that could cause reactions in recipients. What is the largest muscle in the human body by volume? Gluteus maximus, biceps, or chest muscle? The gluteus maximus is the largest muscle, aiding in upright posture and movement like walking and running. Did you like it so far? Then subscribe QuizPro. How many vertebrae make up the human spine? 24, 33, or 40? The spine consists of 33 vertebrae, which protect the spinal cord and allow flexibility. How many liters of blood does the human body have? 5 to 7 liters, 8 to 10 liters, or 2 to 4 liters? An average adult has about 5 to 7 liters of blood, essential for transporting oxygen and nutrients throughout the body. What is the largest nerve in the body? Sciatic nerve, optic nerve, or facial nerve? The sciatic nerve is the longest nerve in the body, running from the back to the foot and enabling leg movement. Which vitamin is primarily found in animal products? Vitamin A, vitamin C, or vitamin B12? Vitamin B12 is mainly found in animal products like meat, fish, eggs, and milk. It supports red blood cell production and nerve function. Which disease in the late Middle Ages was known as the Black Death? Tuberculosis, plague, or cholera? The bubonic plague, also called the Black Death, spread across Europe in the Middle Ages, causing millions of deaths. What does the abbreviation EKG stand for? Electrocardiography, electrocardiogram, or electronic capillary measurement? An EKG, or electrocardiogram, measures the heart's electrical activity and is used to diagnose heart conditions like arrhythmias. What is a sharp surgical knife called? Scissors, cutter, or scalpel? A scalpel is a sharp surgical knife used for precise cuts during operations. How many pairs of ribs does a human have? 10, 13, or 12? The human body typically has 12 pairs of ribs, forming the rib cage that protects vital organs like the heart and lungs. What kind of taste is umami? Sweet, savory, or bitter? Umami is the fifth taste and describes a savory, rich flavor. Which bone protects the heart and lungs? Pelvis, collarbone, or rib cage? The rib cage protects the heart and lungs, forming a bony structure of ribs and the sternum around these vital organs. Which muscle forms the floor of the chest cavity and aids in breathing? Diaphragm, chest muscle, or lungs? The diaphragm forms the floor of the chest cavity and aids in breathing by contracting to increase chest volume and draw air into the lungs. What is the tube that carries food from the pharynx to the stomach called? Trachea, esophagus, or windpipe? The esophagus carries food from the pharynx to the stomach, aiding digestion. What do the kidneys produce? Urine, bile, or saliva? The kidneys filter waste from the blood and excrete it as urine, detoxifying the body. What is the largest bone in the human body? Shin bone, humerus, or femur? The femur is the longest and strongest bone, bearing the body's weight during standing and movement. What is the outer protective layer of the skin called? Epidermis, dermis, or subcutis? The epidermis, or outer skin layer, protects the body from environmental damage, infections, and moisture loss. What is bone marrow primarily made of? Collagen, fat tissue, or cartilage cells? Yellow bone marrow is primarily made of fat cells and is found in the long bones of the body. What protects the ends of bones in a joint? Connective tissue, muscle tissue, or cartilage? Cartilage covers the ends of bones in joints, ensuring smooth movement and reducing friction. Which substance forms the majority of tooth enamel? Calcium, magnesium, or phosphorus? Calcium forms the main component of tooth enamel, providing its strength and protective properties. What percentage of the human body is made up of water? 20%, 60%, or 90%? Approximately 60% of the human body consists of water, which is essential for numerous metabolic processes. Where is the pituitary gland located in the body? Spinal cord, liver, or brain? The pituitary gland, about the size of a cherry, is located in the brain and regulates hormones critical for vital body functions. Which muscle is primarily responsible for bending the arm? Biceps, triceps, or quadriceps? The biceps, located in the upper arm, are primarily responsible for bending the arm by pulling the forearm toward the upper arm. Which organ is responsible for balance? Heart, inner ear, or cerebellum? The inner ear contains the vestibular system, which helps maintain balance and coordinate movements. How many senses does a human typically have? 5, 7, or 6? Humans typically have 5 senses: sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch, which allow them to perceive and interact with their environment. How long does food remain in the stomach on average? 2 to 4 hours, 6 to 8 hours, or 10 to 12 hours? Food stays in the stomach for about 2 to 4 hours, where it is partially digested and prepared for the small intestine. Which substance gives blood its red color? Melanin, hemoglobin, or keratin? Hemoglobin, an iron-containing protein, gives blood its red color and is responsible for transporting oxygen throughout the body. Which muscle is the strongest in the human body? Masseter, chewing muscle, gluteus maximus, or biceps? The masseter is the strongest muscle in the human body, enabling the chewing of hard foods. How many calories does the body burn on average per day at rest? 500 calories, 1,500 calories, or 3,000 calories? An average adult burns about 1,500 calories per day at rest, depending on factors like weight and metabolic rate. How many layers does the skin have in total? 3, 4, or 5? The skin has 3 main layers: the epidermis, dermis, and subcutis. Which vitamin is essential for blood clotting? Vitamin D, vitamin C, or vitamin K? Vitamin K is crucial for blood clotting and is often supplemented in cases of bleeding disorders. Which part of the brain controls emotions? Amygdala, hypothalamus, or hippocampus? The amygdala, part of the limbic system, processes emotions such as fear and anger. What is the normal body temperature of a healthy person? 39 degrees Celsius, 37 degrees Celsius, or 35 degrees Celsius? The normal body temperature is approximately 37 degrees Celsius, essential for optimal metabolic processes. What does the abbreviation DNA stand for? Deoxyribonucleic acid, dynamic nucleotide sequence, or double helix nucleic acid? DNA, or deoxyribonucleic acid, stores genetic information and directs its transmission in cells. What is the bone in the middle of the chest called? Collarbone, sternum, or rib? The sternum in the middle of the chest connects the ribs and protects the heart and lungs. What is a normal resting heart rate? 60 to 80 beats per minute, 90 to 110 beats per minute, or 40 to 50 beats per minute? A normal resting heart rate for adults is 60 to 80 beats per minute, indicating healthy heart function. How many thoracic vertebrae does a human typically have? 7, 12, or 10? Humans typically have 12 thoracic vertebrae, which support the ribs and form the rib cage. How many right answers have you got? Continue with the next quiz.